What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show. We discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and stimulus check update. We have a new stimulus announced here for millions of people that we're going to go over in this video. And gas prices have just hit another all-time high. Yeah, things are going crazy here. Check this out. You can see here the national price of gas, national average, I should say, is now up to $4.25. As I said here, it's been going up almost 10 cents a day. It went up 8 cents from yesterday. And the price just will not stop going up. Every single day, it's going up. A week ago, it was $3.65. Remember, that's on a 7-day rolling average here. But that's up 60 cents in the last 7 days. So almost 10 cents a day. What is that? About 9 cents a day in 7 days. It's now up to $4.25 on the national average. So that means some areas are lower, some areas are higher. Of course, California and Hawaii being the two probably highest areas in the country. Some parts in California are $6 a gallon or higher. So yeah, it's just extremely expensive here. You can see here a month ago it was $3.46. Now it's $4.25. What is that? About 80 cents higher. Yeah, and this Russian oil conflict is just crazy. The price of diesel, which affects the price of everything you get on the store shelves, including food, is at $4.88, and a month ago it was $3.85. A month ago it was $3.85. Now it's $4.88. That's $1.03 higher. So diesel has gone up $1.03 in 1 month, basically because of Putin just wanting to take over Russia, or wanting to take over Ukraine, I should say. And as you can see here, these are the highest recorded average prices ever here in the United States. But things are actually worse across the world. Here's a headline here from a few days ago, actually, March 5th, for the United Kingdom. Gas there is $7 a gallon. They pay per liter there. And it's when you equate this to US dollars, this is $9.25 per gallon in US dollars. Per gallon in US gallons. Okay, remember they pay in liters over there, and when you equate this to US dollars, they're paying $9.25 a gallon in the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom here. So yeah, it's just absolutely crazy what the world is going through. It's not just here in the US, guys. Remember that President Biden has now banned Russian oil. Remember, Russia oil was about 5 to 8% of U.S. imports. That's been going on for many years. And now they have decided to ban it because of Russia, the war on Ukraine, which is probably the right thing to do, at least in our hearts. But it is going to affect the price of oil. In fact, it's been affecting the price of oil even obviously before they even did this ban, which was just yesterday. Price of gas has been going up for, I mean, literally, you look at these charts here. It's been going up for a month now. I mean, a month ago it was $3.46. Now it's $4.25. So the price of gas has been going up for a month just because of the war. So just because of the fear before it even happened, the price of gas was going up. I do want to say, this is the price of oil here. You can see right here. The price of oil is stabilizing a little bit. If you've been watching my show here, the price of WTI crude and the price of Brent crude did actually go over 130 a barrel It's stabilized a little bit here. So WTI crude is down to 122, and Brent crude is at 126 a barrel. Still extremely high, but it has stabilized here for a couple days now. So it's actually down a little bit. Remember, Brent actually hit a little bit over 130. So it's down about $5 a barrel. Not that this is great news or anything like that, but it has stabilized. It has stabilized. So if this continues to stabilize, that's a big if, because, I mean, Putin's just a loose cannon, and I mean, the guy's literally crazy. Who knows what is going to continue to happen over in Ukraine, right? Um, and I mean, our stock market and global stock markets are literally taking hits by the day. If oil stabilizes, I mean, again, I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's stabilized for the last few days, gas prices would stop going up. Okay. Remember, gas prices lag a little bit here. So, but the price of oil has kind of stabilized for the last few days. They have stopped going up here for the last few days. Now, whether or not that continues, I can't predict the future. The problem here is that, as you can see here, the rising oil prices could and will affect thousands of other products, and not just from shipping them to the stores. Like I've said, every product needs to be shipped to the store via trucks, which are mainly diesel, and the cost of shipping is going up. Even if it's made here in the U.S., still needs to be shipped to the store. Even if it's a grocery product like eggs or milk or bread, still needs to be shipped to the store. So all that's going to go up. But here's something that kind of most people haven't thought about. Check this out. Climbing prices at the pump are the most visible reminder of the rising cost of oil. But what most people can't see is also costing them are other types of this. Petroleum derivatives hide in thousands of everyday goods and household products, from microfiber to moisturizer to medicine. Their prices are also rising too. Quote, petroleum is also at the root of so many different products, from makeup to plastic bags to fertilizer, said Patrick DeHaan, the head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy. He says you can't escape the use of oil. About 60% of global oil consumption is in the form of fuel, but much of what remains goes into the staggering array of products and household goods, many of which don't have obvious connections to oil. And even I didn't even realize this until reading this article. Shoes and handbags made from vegan leather, for instance, are petroleum-based. So are nylon stocking. So is microfiber fleece and all sorts of other clothing made from synthetic materials. If you wear eyeglasses, the cost of polycarbonate lenses just went up. Adding that he believes prices will go up on almost all other goods with oil connections. Everything made out of or packaged in plastic will be more expensive, which plastic is everywhere. A lot of plastics are made with polypropylene or polyethylene, and the basic building blocks of those are propane and ethane. Those typically are a percentage of the price of a barrel of oil. He also said that consumers can expect to pay more for smartphones, computers, and TVs, all of which have plastic parts. And car prices are likely to stay in the stratosphere for longer. They don't just run on gas. Petroleum is a building block in tires, to plastic body panels, to foam seat cushions. Rising oil prices will also show up at the grocery store. The agricultural industry is in the higher impact segment. Industrial fertilizer contains fossil fuels, so the more expensive fertilizer means higher prices on grains. That has its own impact. Plus, it also gets passed on to consumers when they put meat, eggs, or dairy products in their carts. Also affected healthcare industry. Nearly all pharmaceutical raw materials and reagents are petrochemical based. Consider the average medicine cabinet. Burn oil ointment, cold and allergy pills, gummy vitamins, adhesive bandages are all made with oil. It's made of particle board, and medicine cabinet itself may be on the list. Oil is basically in everything. If you're buying furniture or insulation, it's all going up in price. Yeah, so this kind of gives you a little bit of a look into inflation and what's going to be coming here in the future. So that's why this whole Russia-Ukraine thing, the faster we can end that, or God help the Ukrainians, because what they're dealing with is worse than what anybody else is dealing with. Not to minimize what anybody here is dealing with, because you know, prayers go out to what everybody's dealing with, because I know people on fixed income, low income families, millions of people have, that are not getting the child tax credits. Studies have shown are already going back into poverty. Seniors living on fixed income right now are struggling. They've gotten their food assistance reduced. The cost of living adjustment is really just not living up to what it's supposed to do. And now with gas going up, even if you're not driving every day, this is going to take a toll on everybody. And like I said, Lord help the Ukrainians the most, because they're literally fighting for their lives. Families are separated, and they're literally having bombs dropped on them. So this is kind of a war for everybody, because Putin is just he's just got to be stopped. And they've already kind of leaked their plans. The Belarusian president said, or showed their map, that they're gonna try to take over Moldova next. And what's next then? It's just like yeah. So the problem is that Putin's not gonna stop until somebody stops him. And the question is, how long is this going to go on? How long is the price of oil going to be up? How high is it going to go? How long is this going to go on? Yeah, it's just kind of questions to think about. And how do we end this?
Breaking news we told you about a few minutes ago. A jury has just convicted Guy Reffitt. He's the first January 6th defendant to take his case to trial. He's guilty on all the charges against him, joined by our NBC News Justice correspondent Pete Williams. So, Pete, as I said, I know in the charging document, he was essentially being charged as sort of the lead instigator, if you will, the one led some folks who ended up doing some violent things to the Capitol, though he never went into the Capitol. So what did he get found guilty of?
All the counts against him, as you noted, Chuck, of obstructing the vote, of carrying a firearm into the District of Columbia, carrying it up to the Capitol, and then threatening to shoot his own children if they told the police or the FBI what he had been up to. Now, the jury was out a remarkably short period of time. The closing arguments were just yesterday. The jury began deliberating at about 10 o'clock this morning, then took a break for lunch in the noon hour, and already has a verdict. So less than 3 hours of deliberating. Obviously, the fact that there was a fast verdict was a good sign for the government. But there was overwhelming evidence here, Chuck. There was still and video evidence taken by surveillance and other cameras that were around the Capitol. As you say, he never entered the Capitol. There was his own video, his own comments from a camera that he was wearing. And then there were the statements that he made to a fellow 3%er on the trip from Texas to Washington about what he planned to do and that he planned to carry guns. And then there were the things that he told his own children, some of which was recorded by his son. And in one of the more dramatic moments of the trial, his own son took the stand to testify against his father, saying what his father said that he did at the Capitol, that he was proud for his role in the riot, and then the threats that he made to the son and to a daughter. that if they told anybody, law enforcement people, what he was up to, that they would be traitors. And he said, you know what happens to traitors? They get shot. So a remarkably fast verdict here and a victory for the government in this first trial to come from the January 6th riot, Chuck.
Also, not mentioned there in that video that he was found guilty on all accounts, but that this man, Guy Reffitt, a Texas man who tried to storm the U.S. Capitol, was also armed with a gun and zip ties. So that kind of makes you think, what do you think he was doing there with a gun and zip ties? Yeah, so that does kind of give you some intention on what he was planning to do there. Meanwhile, we have more stimulus being announced here for millions of people. Check this out. I'm so happy that we're seeing more and more stimulus being announced here almost every couple days. Here's the latest. And honestly, I think we're going to see more and more of this announced for more and more people and more states, cities, and counties here on a daily basis. If you've been watching my show, we're just seeing this happen all the time. Here's the latest on this state, and I honestly think that we're going to see more of this, especially with how bad inflation and gas is. So make sure you're watching here on a daily basis, but check this one out. This is a really good one. You can see here directly from NewJersey.com. I like to show you guys directly here on the screen so you know that this is real and true, and you guys know that I'm not making this stuff up. That's why I like to show you guys my sources, show you guys this stuff. Here's how much you would get in New Jersey property tax rebates and for renters as well. And this is going to potentially go on for several years going forward, providing several checks per year, check per year going forward. This is a really good one, and I want to see this for more states going forward. I think we're going to as well. Check out the details of this. Governor Phil Murphy unveiled his spending plan Tuesday during an in-person speech at the State House in Trenton, and then it's off to the races in the state legislature. Details on the budget have so far been sparse, aside from Murphy's new property tax relief program announced Thursday. So I think that was last week, and then he just had a new unveiling of the spending plan yesterday. The plan is to replace the homestead rebate with a new initiative called Anchor for affordable New Jersey communities for homeowners and renters program. For New Jersey homeowners making up to $250,000, rebates would be applied as a percentage of property taxes paid up to $10,000. Yeah, that's a nice potential rebate. $10,000 rebate. A rebate is just a check, guys. Again, a lot of these states use different words. Rebate's just a check. Okay. Renters making up to $100,000 would be eligible for direct payments of up to $250. And again, that's per year. Per year. Here is some of the details. Murphy said, and again, rebate, it depends on how much taxes you paid. So it's kind of like you get a percentage of your property taxes back. So that's why I think that property owners could get more back, because if they paid a lot of taxes, they could get a percentage of it back. So I don't think it's not that they're being unfair to property tax owners. It's just if they paid a lot of property taxes, they could get some of it back, I think is how it works. Murphy said his administration plans to ramp up the program over a 3-year period, and the state investment would swell to $1.5 billion annually every single year, bringing the average rebate per household to $1,150 by 2025 per year. Per year. So the average household could get $1,150 per household per year. Talk about stimulus. That is amazing. We're starting to see literally more and more states say, we want to help our residents. We want to give back. When we think about stimulus checks, the first stimulus check was $1,200. The second stimulus check was $600. This is literally as much or more than that. And this is every single year, guys. This is every single year. Yeah, this is amazing. This is for the state of New Jersey, but we're seeing more and more states announce things just like that. If you've been watching my show every day, you notice that states are doing this every single day. That's why you don't want to miss out on videos, because I'm going through the states every day as I find out about this. The administration said it wants to provide 60% of that maximum benefit in just the first year alone. The proposal needs the approval of the Democratic-controlled legislature to be included in the final budget, which must be signed by the start of the new fiscal year in July. If it is included in the budget, nearly 1.8 million New Jersey households could see new credit on their property tax bills in the coming year. It also includes renters as well. Here's the breakdown of the rebates you could receive in the first year. It's going to have several different kind of tax brackets and income brackets here. So for seniors or disabled homeowners, this is kind of, again, different income brackets and stuff. Seniors or disabled homeowners, gross income, if it's between 0 and 100,000, their rebate could be up to 12%, which means their average rebate could be $853. If their income is between 100 and 150,000, the rebate could be 9%, or an average rebate of 787. Again, these are just kind of different income brackets, and these are for seniors or disabled people. All other homeowners that are not seniors or disabled, again, another income brackets, average rebate. Again, another income bracket, average rebate, etc. You know, so you can see all these different kind of rebates, which are basically just checks. Renters, $250 rebate. Again, a rebate is just a check. Basically, I don't know how they're going to send it to you, with direct deposit or check in the mail. But again, and this is going to be on a yearly basis, So they still need to pass this, but it has really good approval. Or support, I should say. So this is a really good one, because it's not just a one-time check either, but it's every single year in the state of New Jersey. So yeah, really, really good. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts on this. And honestly, because of gas prices and inflation, more states are actually stepping up and saying, we actually gotta send some of this money out and help out our residents. Finally, they're starting to realize that they need to do something, and we need to get the federal Congress as well to do this. And hopefully they're going to do this as well. We got a lot of different things being proposed here. The child tax credits need to be passed. The Social Security rates for seniors need to be passed. Stimulus checks, a fourth one. We have had a first, second, and a third, but of course we know that that money has already been spent for almost everybody. So we need to get not just a first, second, and a third stimulus check, which thankfully they have done. It's not like they've never passed stimulus checks, right? But we do need to get a fourth one. We do need to get more rent assistance, mortgage assistance, utility assistance, things like that. The more help, better. So I will keep you up to date here on everything going on here in our country. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel down below so you don't miss out on new updates. I will keep you up to date here on all these different programs here, state stimulus checks, federal stimulus checks, and all stimulus check programs, as well as everything you need to know about going on here in our country. It's completely free to subscribe. All it does is make sure that you won't miss out on new videos. So if you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button down below, and then click the bell icon next to the subscribe button. After you subscribe, the little bell icon appears. Click that, and it'll give you reminders when we go live with new videos, which is every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember those times, and I'll see you when we go live. You can click here to watch my newest video next, and click here to watch my newest video next about the presidential executive orders. You need to watch that if you haven't yet. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.